Thayo, niĩ ndirĩ kĩndũ njĩtagwo Ngĩtĩka Njenga wa Mũthaka Mũmbũi wa Bariambu. I've just realized that on my page, even from YouTube and all my socials, I don't even have videos breaking down spirituality as for what it is. So I found that we'll be having classes and people are questioning, and then I realized that I've been talking to you, assuming that you know, and since we've been doing this for so long with you, I've been assuming that you know all along. But then I found that we have new people who are asking the real question. So I'm going to do a series of 9 videos talking about spirituality and what exactly is spirituality. So this is going to be lesson number 1. So what is spirituality? So by definition, spirituality is how a person tries to have a connection or seek answers or feel or have a thought that maybe they are attached to something that is greater than them. So that thing that may be greater than them can be a force, can be an energy, can be a god, can be a deity, can be an entity, can be an object, person, place, or thing, because we've had people talking about you worshiping. So there are people who are going to worship someone. So if the attachment that you put to that is that you're connected to something that is greater than you, then you are practicing spirituality, which is individuality, which is singling yourself out, okay, as a spirit, okay, overall from the spirit. So you are singling yourself out, what you call a soul, from the from the word solo, singular, and you are trying to come up with a conclusion that there's something that transcends the physical existence that you have. So in your mind, you're having the thoughts of there's something bigger than this body. So you have questions like, what happens if I die? So why am I into this world? So what could be the reason? So those questions is what you call spirituality. That questioning is what we are calling spirituality. That practice of believing in something bigger than you, something more expanded than you, something more farther away, or something more above you, more expanded in whichever way, shape, or form. So you call it all these names that you like to call that force or that thing. So that is what we call spirituality. Now, how many forms of spirituality do we have? So you can have many forms of practicing that which we call spirituality. So you have people who are going to practice spirituality by being in a religious practice. So them being in a religious practice, aka a practice whereby they are doing something religiously, aka keeping the days, keeping the day holy, okay, doing rituals and spells, aka pertaining to the Holy Communion and things, religious practice of baptism, aka having rituals that include someone being cleansed or washed or things like those ones. So there's many ways of, or many forms of spirituality. We have religion, we have meditation. There are people who, when they meditate, aka when they isolate, they feel that they get in touch with more who they are. So for them to practice spirituality means they need some meditation. Shout out to Achatu Medi. So you've had people saying, I need to do some meditation. So for some people, it's all about practicing what you call mindfulness. Okay, be mindful. Be mindful of your surroundings. Be conscious. Okay, so please be conscious to yourself and all that reggae music, all that energy of being conscious. Be conscious of your. Okay, so all that is who the people who call themselves the people who are conscious, conscious minds, being mindful. Then we have people who practice spirituality by being in nature, retreating in nature, going to the mountains, going to the wilderness, being more connected with nature, being more like going to the mountains or living from the ground. So they isolate in that form. There are people who do what you call self-reflecting. So these people who are going to go within themselves to look for the answers. Okay. So there's many forms of practicing what you call spirituality. And you can say that this is the right way. Okay, the only way to practice spirituality, if you can, in no way, shapes, and sizes, is to practice it your own unique individual way, aka though we are all together as spirits, you have your own piece, or you have your own pie of that pie, that zodiac, that whole monia, the whole 360, but you have your own space within the space. Okay, that's the best way. There's nothing about following other people. You can be like them, aka you are one of a kind, and maybe you are doing things like them if you know the right thing to do, but you are doing it in your own unique and original way. So what are some of the benefits of practicing spirituality? Okay, so what can you say is one of the benefits of practicing spirituality? For some people, it brings them a lot of calm. For example, people who are into meditation, this teaches them to be calm. And someone who's calm is someone who is able to still their emotions and feelings. So they are more in touch with the emotions and feelings. They are more balanced. So even when they need to be chaotic, they don't act chaotic. Even if whatever they do is chaotic, it will be not chaotic on the extreme, since they are doing things in a calm way. They are able to internalize first before they externalize, before they react. They're able to take that thing to their moon first before now they put their sun or their action into that to present it to you. So there are some people who experience peace depending on whatever practice they are doing. So that is why all the time they talk of Nidayo. That is why all the time they're like peace and love. That is why you have all these terms and conditions. All these come from practices of spirituality. Okay? We're not saying that there's one that is the right way. You have to find one that works for you. But you have to know where, or you have to have the right starting point, because the only thing, or the only things that we have going wrong is that we have the wrong starting points. We don't have the right starting points. We have starting points from other people's starting points. So you have your own Genesis based on the Genesis of the Bible, of Adam and Eve. You have your own Genesis or beginning. The Genesis means beginning, and you have many beginnings. So if you're a Kikuyu, your Genesis is Ikoyo and Mombi. So you have a Genesis, a beginning based on a mythology, based on a story, someone's story. You don't have a beginning, or you don't have a beginning point based on your own observation. So all your observations are wrong. Everything that you are basing your belief and imaginations is based on other people's minds, other people's mentalities, other people's interpretations. We don't have a lot of people who have their own original interpretations of what they are going outside and see when they look in the sky. So it's all handed down knowledge, or what you can call regurgitated knowledge, aka my pastor vomited this, so now you eat and you can vomit on the rest of the people. No pun intended. So now, a lot of people can say that some of the benefits of practicing spirituality is that it helps them increase what you can call empathy. They become more empathetic. They are able to feel other people's pain. So they become more compassionate depending on whatever practice they are doing. So this is where we have religions that teach love. This is where you have religions that teach share with your neighbor. This is how we have all these practices that involve feeling sorry for others. Okay. So for some, that may help them increase the awareness about being empathetic to other people, or what you can call a compassion, okay, love religion and things like that. There are some other people, when they practice spirituality, now they have a purpose for life. So when they go within seeking all the answers, now they see, oh, so this is my purpose for me in life. So this is why I'm here. So through that, they find their purpose in the world after questioning, why am I here? Was I just born to work and die? So it gives them a sense of purpose. Some people are led on the path of what you can call personal growth. Once they start practicing spirituality, they are led on a personal growth kind of path. Why? Because now they have discipline. They have the discipline of waking up at a particular time to do something. They have a particular time. So maybe based on the spirituality they are practicing, the people who do prayers a certain time and everything, this teaches them discipline. And that discipline now helps them on a personal growth. So this person will tell you, my riches or they're even going to use languages like my manifestations, and everything that you see is a result of me practicing this. Okay, there are some people who are going to out of practicing spirituality, they become, or they find more comfort in different times. They are more comfortable. They are comfortable in turbulent waters because they are used to, maybe they have some mantras that they chant when they are going through the valleys and the shadow of death. So they have their psalms, they have their hymns, they have their beads that they center themselves. So when they're feeling chaotic, so they are more calm. So that's a form of spirituality. There are people who, when they rub their rosaries, their beads, whatever they believe in, okay, they are calm. For some people, it offers them strength. There's some people out of practicing something, some sometimes, what do you call them? Practices, they draw their strength from that. You can hear them saying, my strength comes from the Lord and everything. However, spirituality is what you call practicing individuality, aka solo. As a spirit, single, solo, soul, you having your own soul, how you vibrate. When I look at you, the way you move, shout out to the subconscious community, that becomes a soul, how you vibrate. So spirituality is how we see your piece of the pie, or how you cut your piece of the pie out of the whole. Because for you to be like God, you have to be absent of the body. You keep saying that. And for you to be absent or out of the body means you have to be out of your mind. And for you to be out of your own mind first, you have to be out of other people's minds, out of other people's imaginations and dreams and illusions. So then after that, once you have your own pie, your own piece of imagination, now you can learn how you have constructed that, and now you can live that, and now you can go to God with no body, aka with no attachment, no name, no PhDs, no professor, nothing. You're just going to God as you are, naked. Sasa. So that was our first lesson on spirituality. Hope that cleared a lot of things. If you have any questions, you can ask in the comment sections, and waiting on looking forward to lesson number 2. Bye.